Look to the person on your right and say, you can.
You can.
Lock in.
Lock in.
Look to the person on your left and say, you can.
You can.
Lock in.
Lock in.
Now speak to yourself and say, I will.
I will.
Say, I will.
I will.
Lock in.
Lock in.
I will.
I will.
Open up.
Open up.
I will.
I will.
Believe.
Believe.
That this.
That this.
Presentation.
Presentation.
Will help.
Will help.
Me.
Me.
Clap it up for yourself. All right, take a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat. As you guys can see, I am recording. If at any point when we're going through the presentation and doing our activities, if at any point you're getting uncomfortable because I am recording, you can let me know. We can stop that because I don't want that to make anyone feel like they don't want to open up or say something just because it's being recorded. Y'all understand that? Y'all got that? So we have 3 weeks, gentlemen. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Okay? 3 weeks to lock in, and we're going to be focusing on healthy relationships, right? Healthy family dynamics. We're going to start off today with communication, okay? We're going to start off with communication, transitioning next week, I believe, into the actual healthy versus unhealthy relationships. And then the last week is going to cover the importance, the value of relationships, not just romantic, but relationships, period. Building bonds and relationships with people in the community, your families, friends, and how important those are to you all and to your success. What's my youngest here? How old are you? My youngest. How old are you? 12 is the youngest. My oldest is. Okay. So 12 to 15. Okay, so y'all are you? Is my oldest a freshman?
Yeah, 15.
Your freshman?
Not here. Vaughn's 16.
Okay.
He's not
Okay,
here.
cool. All right, so let me ask you guys a question. When y'all see this phrase or the title of our presentation, where it says healthy versus unhealthy communication, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The relationship or basically like communication, but like your girlfriend can't just stay to yourself basically. That's what the healthy communication is.
All right, all right.
Yo, go.
Someone else has said something. Healthy versus unhealthy. Healthy, unhealthy. Healthy, unhealthy. First of all, let me ask y'all this. What is communication?
Yeah.
Okay, having a conversation with somebody. Are there different forms of communication? So what are some examples of forms of communication? We understand what communication is. What are different examples, types of communication? That could be one. That could be one. What's in your age range, what is a primary way that you all communicate right now? Social media, texting, FaceTime. Do y'all really do phone calls like that? Sometimes a little bit. Y'all rather FaceTime than just call somebody regular? Okay. So, give me just a few more examples of unhealthy versus healthy. Unhealthy versus healthy. Daniel? Okay. Unhealthy versus healthy.
Do you guys feel that you currently communicate in a healthy way? So, what's an example of that?
So is it kind of difficult for y'all to express that? Okay. That's okay. All right, that's okay. Okay, what does it say up here in the yellow?
You were lied to.
What does it say in the yellow?
You were lied to.
Okay, when I was creating this presentation for you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a lot of information, okay? Have you ever heard the expression, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? Y'all heard that, right? Raise your hand if you've heard it. Raise your right hand if you've heard it. Your right hand, your right hand. Okay, hands down. I think particularly us as men, and even more specific as young men of color, I think a lot of times we don't really get stressed to the importance of healthy communication, what that looks like, why words are important, how powerful words are, because the words that you speak literally shape your reality. And I'm gonna give you guys some definitions and explain to you guys how these things kind of work. But growing up, I thought this. I mean, I was told sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt me. Whenever someone says something, the problem with that is if we're not careful, those very words can become our reality. Now, raise your hand if you've heard of something called the self-fulfilling prophecy. No? What do you guys think that means? The self-fulfilling prophecy. The self-fulfilling prophecy. Do y'all know what prophecy is? And I don't want you guys to feel like, scared to answer because you're scared to get it right or wrong. I just want to hear from you guys and really understand where you're at. Okay, like prophecies, like a purpose or something. What's your name, brother? What is it?
Constantine.
Clap it up for Constantine, y'all. So, let me give you guys the definition of the self-fulfilling prophecy, and I'll explain to you guys how this contributes and may actually add to why we communicate how we communicate. The self-fulfilling prophecy essentially tells us that if we're told something enough, so you guys are age 12 through 15, if you're told something enough, so many times, if I tell you guys by the time you guys are 16, you're going to fail every class, you're going to drop out from school, and you're not going to be anything with your life. If I tell you these things so much, I'm telling you these quite often, you begin to believe it, and you begin to make it your reality without even knowing. So you don't even know that you're doing it, but your behavior makes it a reality because you're told these things so much. Let me give you a statistic. 10,000. And I sell this all the time, wherever I'm at. 10,000. Just take a wild guess of what that number 10,000 represents.
Words.
You do it that many times, it stays with you.
Words.
You guys probably won't guess it, but just keep guessing. 10,000.
Dollars.
No, say that too.
No? 10,000 is the amount of people that you guys will influence in life just based on human interaction. This is at minimum. This has been studied. Sociologists, based on your interactions, on average, this is just like the minimum number. Going to the grocery store, going to basketball games, going to leadership programs, being in school, playing sports, hanging out with your family. The minimum amount throughout the course of your life is 10,000, the amount of people that you'll influence. So what I've just told you guys is that your words are extremely powerful. And I've also told you guys that you have an immense amount of influence. And so some of you may not truly realize that. You may not truly believe it, but those are the facts. Some of us who are older in this group, we probably understand that. Once you get our age, I'm sure you'll begin to understand that. The words that we're speaking, the language that we use, our interactions with people, it all matters because it is powerful. And here's the thing, because we're going to be talking about unhealthy and healthy communication. Here's the thing, y'all. A lot of the way that we speak to people and a lot of the way that we interact with people was kind of influenced or kind of given to us based on our family dynamics. So if I just told you guys that you'll influence at minimum 10,000 people throughout the course of your life just based on human interaction, and I also told you guys that your words can literally shape your life and someone else's, I want you guys to ask this question. Based on how you behave, based on how you treat other people, based on how you carry yourself, how in the world have you been influenced, and what have you believed that contributes to your communication? Daniel, sit up for me. Communication is very, very important. Do you understand that? Do y'all understand that?
Yes.
Are y'all sure?
Yes.
Y'all still with me?
Yes.
All right. Do we have any questions so far? Don't worry about it, Constance. I want somebody to give me an example of the self-fulfilling prophecy. I just explained to you guys what it is. So give me an example for the group. Matter of fact, what's your name?
Dante.
Come on up here, Dante. Come here. And explain it to the group.
It means explaining to someone what another definition means.
You're on the right track. You're on the right track.
I don't know that.
Okay, you're close. Still clap it up for my man Dante. You're close, brother. Can anybody help him out?
Do you guys know what prophecy, the definition of prophecy is at all?
Something to
I've heard it a lot, though.
I just heard
If we can start here, then you guys have.
You're kinda
it'll
close.
click. It'll click after you guys know that.
Say it again.
something to be told.
You're close. So, how can I explain this without getting too, So a prophecy is essentially, if I'm giving you a prophetic word, if I'm telling you, I'm essentially telling you what's gonna happen in the future.
Oh.
I'm seeing something before it happened. Like a lot of times in the Bible, there are prophets, people who were called by God to warn the people of their behavior, right? Because they were doing bad things, they weren't listening. So these people were giving them a warning before destruction and things happen. You're telling them kind of what's going to happen. It's a warning, it's a visualization, it's a picture of the future. You understand that? Okay.
Did
I need-
y'all or y'all need another?
So if he
example?
says self-fulfilling prophecy, well, would you guys start to understand that?
You don't understand that?
I said, I understand it now.
I want some examples. So the prophecy is for what's to come, the future. Self-fulfilling, me, myself, I'm fulfilling said prophecy that someone else has spoken over me without even knowing. I don't know that I'm doing it, but I'm fulfilling it myself with my behaviors. I don't know if that was clear enough.
We got athletes in here. There's a lot of examples that
So
come.
you can use
Yeah.
an athlete.
Mhm.
You can use, say, it could be, because we're talking about healthy versus unhealthy, right? And this is probably where you're going towards. So say if you talk about self-fulfilling prophecy, for me, someone says, "Oh, I see greatness in you. It looks like that you're good. You're book smart, right? You're intelligent." And then now that's a prophecy that's like, "Oh, let me do my work. Let me fulfill, right, the thing that someone's told me that I am." Does that make sense? So like if someone says, "Oh, you're good at basketball. You can get to the NBA. I see you in the NBA and on the Lakers, right?" Now you're gonna do the work to fulfill what someone told you. Exactly.
Yep. Let me tell you guys a story to help paint the picture of how this relates to me personally. Y'all know where Eastmore Academy is, or y'all heard of the school, Eastmore Academy? No? Okay, that's okay. This is my high school, right? It's the high school that I graduated from, and this is where my life changed. In class with a teacher who's now my spiritual mother, I was walking into her class, and I was extremely goofy, okay? I played a lot, I laughed a lot, I talked too much, but my grades were on point. So we were doing presentations in the class, and we were in a computer lab. So I walked into the classroom, and I'm joking around, I'm being goofy, playing around. And she said, "Nate, come here." So I walked over to her, and at the time, and I got it covered up now, but I had a basketball with the NBA logo, with my initials, with Spalding. Y'all know what Spalding is? Like the maker of the basketball? Spalding, because I'm thinking I'm going to the league. That was my thing. I was decent in basketball, but I'm thinking I'm going to the league. Just to give y'all some context. So she calls me over and she says, Nate, can I tell you something? And this was a prophetic word. She said, Nate, when you walk into a room, you demand attention. When you're in front of people, people listen to you. She said, I don't know what it is about you, but when you're walking in front of the classroom, when you're presenting, you have a presence about you. I'm like 16 years old, y'all. I'm like 16, 17. I'm thinking she's out of her mind. But watch this. Sometimes people see things in you before you see them in yourselves. And if that's the only thing that y'all get from everything I say today, I need y'all to listen. Sometimes people see things in you before you can even see it. I didn't know what in the world she was talking about. And because she spoke those words to me, I began to believe that I can command attention. I can speak publicly. And that was the start. I did a senior breakfast speech, and from there, the rest is history. God just started doing all kind of things. Hold on to those moments with your staff, your leaders, people who are pouring into you. Y'all may not be able to see it, but trust me, we can see things in y'all that y'all can't see yet. You understand that? And so when she spoke those words over me, that is an example of the self-fulfilling prophecy in a positive way. She spoke those words, and from that, I began to live that. It literally is my reality. This is what I do. But it literally started in that moment. Y'all understand that?
Yep.
Y'all sure?
Yeah.
Can I have some examples? And you can give me positive or you can give me negative. Do me a favor, stand up real quick. Put your right arm up. Put your left arm up. Put both arms up. Spin around, spin around, spin around, spin around, spin around. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. Put your right arm out front. Your left out front. Put them down. Spin. One more time. Spin one more time. Stop. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Take a seat.
I'm like y'all old boys with this.
I don't want y'all to, because I know y'all sitting, I don't want y'all to, y'all just age, get tired, get slumped over. Some of y'all leaning over and stuff. So I need my examples. I need my examples, guys. And don't be afraid to be wrong. Listen, I'm not going to judge you, and I'm not going to let none of your peers sit up here and laugh at you. We're not doing that.
Hey, and a part of being locked in, like we said before at the beginning, a part of being locked in is participation. It don't matter. It's no wrong or right answers. So just be open and communicate. This is a safe space.
I just need some examples of the self-fulfilling prophecy. Just give me an example.
You got a question, Brandon, you said?
No, I asked him a good question.
What has someone told you?
That may be a better question.
That would be great.
Oh,
If y'all plan to work here, that would be great.
If I don't do my work, I'm gonna be working at McDonald's.
somebody told you that?
Miss Ross.
Yes. That's crazy.
Is this your teacher?
I got a positive with my coach. I wrestling. Like, if I continue in the track and I'm doing, I could be good. I can make it to nationals or whatever.
What's your name?
Brandon.
Clap it up for Brandon, y'all. Anybody else?
You said something, right?
Yeah, I already said.
You said something.
I know. I said, my coach said if I plan to work, I could be great.
Dante?
My dad said what's the point of working if you don't do your best?
I like it. One more. Give me one more.
Work smarter, not harder.
Okay. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. And the reason why I wanted you guys to, I know I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information. I'm trying to work through this in a manner that's digestible for y'all, because I know it's a lot. But essentially what I want y'all to do is have the awareness. Because if you're aware of what it means and what people are speaking over you, you don't necessarily have to accept it if it's not something that's going to help you achieve your dreams, become successful, live a better life. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But watch this. If you don't know, someone can speak something over you and that can become your reality because you've accepted it. I'm working with some high schoolers right now in Linden, and this is totally off topic, but the first thing that we did the first day was we talked about definitions. What are you defining yourself as? Because too many people try to define us for us. People will tell you who you're supposed to be. And if it ain't positive, you don't have to accept it. It's real. We've seen it. It's real. Words hold weight. And if we're not careful, it'll become your reality. You understand that?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a chart about the self-fulfilling prophecy. We're going to do a quick activity, gentlemen. How many guys do we have here? 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
14.
How many?
14.
Do y'all have something to write with or no?
We got markers.
Bruh.
Mr. Michael, I can't.
Brandon, come here.
I'm thirsty.
Someone may need to use like some Sharpies if there's nothing else to write with. Y'all need paper too, right? Y'all need paper, right? Gotcha. Bruh.
You said the tape in my hand.
Daniel.
It's cool. I'll Where's everybody going?
No, I didn't think that nobody can do it.
Does anybody got something to write? Everybody got something. I mean,
I think he was the only one.
I know about
All you talking about is he's the Michael Hill.
He was disrespecting his coach. While he's running the thing. I'm like, bro, I'm not bringing you back. You still got
you never checked in.
I didn't check in.
No, I just not noticed that. You ain't never checked in.
I'll be accountable. I'll be accountable. I like it though. Okay, does everyone should have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go to the table or something.
You know what? That is probably the truth. So if y'all need to, you can go to a table to have something to write on quickly. So I'll probably give you guys about, because I want this to be thorough. Do any of you like writing?
Other type more than
Make sure you put your name. I want you guys to be as descriptive as you can. When I say be as descriptive as you can, meaning I need details, I need to know how you felt, I need to know where you were at. I'm about to tell you, I need to know every piece of detail you can remember. The first thing you're going to be writing is a time where someone spoke negatively to you about you. Yes, the first time The first thing in writing is when someone spoke negatively to you, about you, that you can remember. And I want you to be as detailed as possible. Don't just say, when my mom got mad at me at McDonald's. No. I need details. 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 You good? Jonathan, put your name on there too, please, sir.
I did.
Okay, like say if Tate here, Kale, someone talking about like serious. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say
No. Yeah, I'm just really informal, so that's what I'm having to like. I'm intellectual, but I'm
Yes, sir. Where's the rest of my pens at?
I get different, man.
You got one?
Yeah.
That was not working.
I'm doing secret, no secret.
On my taxes, I'm too much.
Be descriptive. Be descriptive. Descriptive.
no, like
Did he give you a different chance?
No, just I ain't done with the rest of it.
The first one you're writing is the negative. When someone spoke something negatively to you, about you. Remember, we're talking about people attaching definitions to you that you don't necessarily have to accept.
He's making fun of me. He's making.
I don't believe him.
yeah, I heard.
Yes. All the time. That's because I'm
Yep. When you're done writing your negative one, you're gonna write the opposite, which is the positive one. Positive, positive, positive.
right now?
I kind of wrote a lot.
Yeah, just space it out though. Don't keep them together. Space it out.
I kind of wrote a lot.
That's all right. That's all I want. I want details. I want details too, please. Daniel.
You better not be right
Come on,
about
man.
me.
Come on, man.
Tim, you right about me? Better not be.
And said nothing nice stuff.
That's when you find out how they really are. You're like, bro, I've been nice to you.
Yeah, that's how crazy. It's like that has been time. No real man walked up to me and said, I'm naked.
I said do some college.
He spilled water. He needs a napkin? He needs a napkin. I didn't see it.
I thought you were looking at
I don't know what I'm gonna He's making his change. At least I got some. You ever seen somebody with this type of
I'll write something nice, right?
We gotta break all the myths about us, bro. Like, black men got this.
Now I'll write something nice, right?
Just the ladies.
I want to do it like this. I don't want to do like face.
Not for that. My brother. I've been on this like I haven't really dated like that. Like even for cheese, I was wild. I was like in a somebody for a long time. So I took a period. Exactly, I took a period to just chill. So now I'm chilling. Like in that time of chilling, a part of my motivation is to get like now I'm just like, all right,
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. It just says be descriptive. I want details. What details do you provide?
I always something nice.
at home workouts, try to get out more.
Negative? I need the positive. That's both of them?
I just put them together.
That's all good.
You distinguish which switch? You like put a line or?
It's legit. Alright, now you can throw it to me. I'll throw it right back.
We went to do the speed bag in Kentucky. We looked.
Lock in, fellas.
So yeah, I did a little bit.
He sounds smart.
I didn't finish it. I got to clean.
Didn't just say
But
this one?
this one.
Which one? Oh, first one?
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably should.
it's good. Headache. What's the date that you do like on these days? I got to snapshot of it.
We just really today.
I was joking when you was over there.
Cancellations for Coca-Cola and all that.
You see that?
Hold on to it. Just hold on to it. Y'all got a few more minutes. 2 more minutes.
So like the presenter, I'm about to sing y'all after she sent me her. There's a dope presenter I was gonna do it last time. Here for the city. For your ball. He gives a lot of them.
Bro, I was done. It was like Floyd Mayweather.
Especially, I'm gonna sing you.
He told us that he said preaching to the kids. See, I'm not right. He's writing it down in the paper. He looks at you eyes and says, he writes it off.
All right, gentlemen, can we start to come back over and take our seats as before?
I remember everything on my paper.
Tim says they said this. Yeah, Tim's lying right now.
All right, so I need some volunteers to come up here and share what you wrote. Here's the deal. I know that it's probably uncomfortable, my man. Need you put that away, please. Here's the deal. I know that it is probably gonna be uncomfortable to like come up here, share, speak, and then like have to open up if you go that deep with your whatever your responses are. So I can't force you guys to do it, but I would appreciate if we did have some guys to step up.
Brandon, you're always ready, aren't you?
I'll read the second one, but
I
not the
believe
first
in
one.
you. Go ahead.
I can read the second one.
That's better than nothing. I mean,
Go ahead, I believe in you.
clap it up for Brandon, y'all. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Alright.
Hey, y'all. Hey, don't talk while somebody else is talking.
I'll say when Mr. Michael wanted me to do mechanical engineering, when he saw how good I was at the mechanic class or whatever, and he wanted me to go to college for it.
All right. Hold on. So, and this is your good one, right? Okay, so was there something said in a moment specifically that made you feel a certain type of way, or?
No, not for real, but he said that he sees greatness in me. He said,
Well, how does that make you feel, brother?
"We good."
Okay.
All right, clap it up for Brandon, y'all. Clap it up for Mr. Mike, too.
They gonna read your first?
I need a few more.
Read the second one.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, Tim.
Come on,
Everybody
Tim.
clap for Tim. Give it up, Tim, for the Tim.
Big brother Tim.
Oh, you look good up there.
Go big bro.
I mean, you don't
It don't
necessarily
matter.
have to. I would like for you to, but.
Alright, my brother told me I want to make the football team, but I play offense and defense.
Period.
My dad, he told me I could make the basketball team. I made it later right here.
All right, stand up there right there. Hold on, Tim. Clap it up for Tim real quick.
Go big bro.
So you said your brother told you that you wouldn't make the team, and you said you played both sides of the ball, defense, offense, and then you said Pops told you that you was going to make the basketball team, and you made the team later that year.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: did it make you feel any kind of way when bro told you that?
I just kept grinding.
Kept grinding. Okay. All right, clap it up for Tim. Clap it up for Tim. And the reason why I'm kind of asking these like probing questions is because this is in a way for you guys to express yourselves, but I also want you guys to begin reliving how it kind of felt in those moments, because check this out. A lot of times as guys, we're not allowed to necessarily talk about how we felt, how words made us feel, right? Because it's kind of like not the manly, macho thing to do. But the fact of the matter is, we feel how we feel sometimes, right? And that goes back to how powerful words are. Because whether y'all want to admit it or not, there's all been a point in time for all of us in this room where someone said something to us, especially someone we love. Because check this out, the people that we love and who are closest to us, they know what to say, they know how to say it, that can cut a little bit deeper, right? And we all have those moments where we felt a way, and so kind of talking about it, revisiting it, can kind of help you guys moving forward. So let me get a few more volunteers. Matter of fact, clap it up again for Tim. I need a few more.
What you said, brother? The ball? You going?
Nah, so
You said you wanted to go up there?
Six,
Why
right?
me?
I know he's anti-social.
I know you got some great all that stuff you was
I
right.
wanted me to go up there so bad.
That was it.
You
And
keep
I'm
doing it, brother.
putting Tim to
No, don't lean back. What's your
She
name?
talking about you.
Dante, I'm talking to you,
I
brother
was
Dante.
looking back there for something.
Get on up here, baby. Get on up here. Come on, bring Dante to the stage. Get on up here.
Go stand up. Yep.
Go ahead.
All right, come on down.
When I was like 9 years old, when I was playing Pee-wee football, and then my uncle told me I was gonna never play because I had heart problems when I was little, and I proved my point.
What's the last thing you said? You said you proved your point? All right. I appreciate
Clap it
you
up.
sharing that,
Daniel, run go.
No.
Daniel, see how they hold
So let me say this. Let me say this.
Where's Tyre?
Obviously, hey, listen to me. Look at me. Obviously, it's a different feeling when you're up here and you have to share something that you kept personal, right? So, one, that's why we're clapping for the ones who's coming up here, because it's like, okay, I'm about to share something that, maybe I never shared with somebody before, or, I didn't really think about myself. So when you're coming up here, we want you to feel like it's the best feeling in the world. It's exuberating, right? It's like I'm getting something off of my chest, right? So when she's calling your name out, it's like it's almost like a fear, because you don't know what everybody's going to think about what it is that you said, right? But as soon as you say it, a lot of people, sometimes we go through the same things, right? We all go through the same thing, different ways, right? So, you want to share? Oh, you want to say? Okay, cool. So, I'll send it. But yeah, so you want one more? So who wants to be our last one?
You just forced me to go up.
Have I forced anybody else?
He did.
But look at this. Look at it like this. Look at it as encouraging, not forcing.
They're not encouraging.
Go up there, Lord.
Basketball player.
RJ, go. Just read the second one.
You don't want me, but what about
Has anybody read the first one? Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
We understand that this is probably a little bit difficult for you.
We're not doing that.
You headed up, Marquette? Yeah, go ahead, what brother Marquette? Come on up here.
You got it.
You was almost up. Go ahead.
Really quick, come on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Come on, man.
Stand up. Go ahead.
Oh, it's brother Marquette. Won't he do it?
What did you do? You got this, bro.
So once when I was in the 4th grade, I was asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I said an NFL player. And he told me if I really put in the work, I can make it.
I appreciate you guys for coming up here and sharing, because, like Mr. Mike kind of mentioned, we understand it's not easy for you guys. It could be a little bit uncomfortable. But what you guys are going to come to realize, a lot of these conversations are going to be freeing for a lot of your peers. Because believe it or not, a lot of y'all go through the same experiences or similar experiences. And check this out. We might have been through some of the same stuff that y'all have went through or are currently going through. Y'all got that? Okay, clap it up for yourselves one more time, please. So we talked about different forms of communication a little bit earlier, but let me have Daniel read what's on the screen, sir.
Texting, FaceTime, phone call, social media, face to face.
Your favorite is which one?
Texting.
Sam, what's your favorite?
Social media.
Zay?
Social media. No, I don't want to do that again. FaceTime.
You said texting?
Face to face.
Face to face.
Social media.
Face to face.
Phone call.
Okay, so we had primarily face-to-face, we had some social media, anybody say texting?
He said text.
One texting. So I wanted to just identify these different forms of communication to really bring out the point that a lot of times when we think about communicating, we think about verbal. You with me? We're thinking about verbal, we're thinking about this. We're thinking about us having a conversation. However, especially because of the age that you guys are and the time in which you're growing up in, a lot of stuff is digital for you. So you have these other forms of communication that you rely on more. And so not only do we want to make you guys aware of healthy communication, we also want you guys to identify the different forms and the different avenues that you all communicate with other people. Because here's the thing, do y'all think that texting holds weight? Do y'all think texting has power?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you
How?
can say screenshot. You can say a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And if somebody said something important, you can just scroll up and see what they just said.
Okay. If I text somebody something in all capital letters, how do you think someone receives that? If I text, good morning, G-O-O-D, M-O-R, what do you write?
You really need to get something for you.
Okay. If I put ... what do you guys, like if I just send a message, someone says, good morning, I text it back 8 hours later, I used to do this. But like ... I would wait a little bit. We'll get back. But I just sent dots. What does that mean? How do you?
Like you don't really care for it.
Right. What'd you say?
You don't really care for it. It's like and for you.
All right. I just sent a question mark.
You don't know what it means. You're confused.
Why?
It's like, oh,
Like hard.
What are? This is a safe space, right? Right, Mr. Mike. So if I ask them a question, can we welcome answers that may not be ways that we would normally want, language that we would normally not want them to use? Yeah. So let me ask you guys a question.
Mr. Michael.
No push-ups.
Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael.
Throughout your daily interactions, throughout being in school, sports teams, whatever the case is, what are some of the names that you hear other people call? What are some of the words that y'all are using a lot with your friends, family members?
Oh, go, Mike.
Go ahead.
Nigga, bro.
Hold up. What'd you say?
Nigga, I use it all the time.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot of push-ups.
I appreciate you. Keep up the work. So
It's only said with people I'm like really cool with, because I don't want to say it to somebody else and they uncomfortable with it. It's only said to people like him. I've known him for what, a year and a half now.
I don't go.
So okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what you was gonna say.
Nigga.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what Mr. Mike be saying.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
he said,
Meaning you use it or you hear people.
Did Tay say that?
So wrong.
You said monthly. Are you using it? Or you said people are saying that?
Yes, he be screaming on the game late at night. I swear to God.
All right. What about the B word?
Only say when I'm trying to get disrespectful. I'm like playing around with him.
Why you kept saying that?
Ho? Word ho? No? What you caring about?
I don't say that.
Oh.
Nobody, what's up? Here. I do not say that.
Okay.
No, I don't.
It ain't nothing.
We got ball.
You know what you guys use a lot that maybe y'all can bring more understanding of why you guys use this.
I already know what you're about to say.
That's gay.
Bro, exactly.
Right. It'd be you you lost the game.
Oh,
It's still gay.
wait. So they're saying that if they lose like a video game.
Nah, listen, the only way that we use that is if they team back your body.
Yeah,
You gay for
or
that.
they do some gay stuff.
Yeah.
Like he be doing.
Okay. So how about this? What if every time you lost a game, someone was like, "Man, that's straight."
That's weird.
That's weird.
It sounds weird.
So how do you? Okay, so let me ask you this: how do you think a gay person would feel if they were sitting next to
Some
you?
gay people be
You
saying
lost
this
the
too.
game, and you said, "Man, that's gay."
I would at least
By
find it.
definition, it's not. But you use it anyway. Does that change the fact that you still want to use it?
I'm gonna keep it honest with you. It's not even the game. It's the people that's.
Exactly.
But that's, I'm talking about in the context that I hear you guys use it.
Like it's just a word. Like it's how.
No. Here's the thing.
They
Y'all-
changed the whole meaning of that word. If you
Dante,
look
watch
it up in
this.
the dictionary, it would have said happy. Now it says that.
Dante, what does this say, brother?
Words have meaning and power.
Dante,
Words have meaning and power.
what we want you to understand is one, like Mr. Mike just pointed out, the context in which it's used in is he's fascinated by it. He's like, why is it being used in this context? But also, you're saying it's just a word, but words mean things and words hold weight and words have power. Like when I'm in schools, because I work in a lot of schools, and I don't cuss. I try not to cuss. I may think of something in my head, but I'm not verbally out here cussing. But when I'm walking through the hallways, I'm hearing kids, 6th, 5th, talking crazy to one another, calling each other B's and all kind of stuff. But it's almost like normalized, where it's like I'm saying it so often as a kid that it's just a part of my vocab. But what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is if I just told you guys that if you hear a lot of those words that you guys think hold no weight, if you hear it over and over and over and over and over again, your friends telling you, bro, you weak, you a weak. I'm not gonna say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You hear these things a lot. You guys, I want you guys to understand that's going to contribute to the fabric of your makeup because it's getting poured into you. What you watch, the music you listen to, the conversations you have, that pours into your mind and affects how you view yourself. So, Brother Dante, I'm not trying to call you out, but when you say it's just a word, it's not, bro. I mean, it means something. You understand what I'm trying to say to y'all? I ain't trying to get on y'all, but I'm just trying to help you guys understand that what comes out matters. The context in which we use it matters. I walk through these hallways, y'all, and I'm confused because I hear dudes calling girls and girls calling dudes. They put their hands on each other, calling each other B's, and it's crazy. It just, and I ain't trying to get on y'all, but it doesn't make sense, young people. And those words are literally contributing to people's reality in their futures. But that's, I'm off of that point. So we have our different forms: texting, FaceTime, phone calls, social media, face-to-face. We're going to transition into something a little bit deeper here in a second that I kind of touched on earlier, and it is some family structures, because our different family structures contribute heavily to how we view ourselves, to how we speak, who we speak to. You understand that? What's your name? Can you read for me? Number 1. You can't see it? Is it kind of hard to see? Well, I need one person to read for me. Benny, you'll read. Go ahead.
What's that first word?
Which one? What word? Nuclear?
Consist. Consist
Oh.
of husband and wife and family for children.
Do you understand what that is? So along with communication, we're also going to talk about different family structures and how families are formed. you guys will understand this stuff probably when you're a little bit older, but the nuclear family consists of husband, wife, and children.
I was battling with this etymology.
Husband, wife, children. Y'all got it? Okay, what's the second one?
Single parent families.
Consists of a single parent raising one or more children. Shut up.
Basically, single guy, single mom.
Okay, now what's number 3?
Extended family consists of 2 or more people either related by blood or marriage.
Okay, y'all got that one? Okay, what's number 4?
Childless family, a couple without kids.
Okay. Number 5.
Grandparent family, basically kids being raised by their grandparents.
Okay, and then we have number 6.
Step family, kids being raised by step mom, step dad, stuff like that. New mom, G dad.
All right, raise your hand if one of these up here apply to you. If you can classify yourself as one of these. If you're comfortable sharing, can we share? Which one?
4.
How?
Oh, 2, like mine's is like in between 2 and 6.
You said in between 2 and 6?
Yeah. I'm just 2.
All right, just 2.
Cause my mom don't let
Oh, yeah, right? Somebody over here said something. Yes.
It's
just me and my mom.
like 90% in college. Like, no offense, but like
I'll have a dad.
If you classify as 2, raise your hand.
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, wait, yeah.
Classified as 2, raise your hand.
my dad was going 7 years of my life.
12.
Okay.
That is wise.
Yeah, you might.
That was 2 and 5.
2 and 5. Okay, so I want to present a question to you guys. How do you guys think that my family structure or the family dynamics from which I come from could influence my communication? The family structure in which I come from or the family dynamics, how can that influence your communication?
So like if you got a mom that gets with like guys every like week and argue with them and stuff, that's probably gonna teach you like if you just get into fights with your partner whenever you feel like it.
That's good. What's your name?
Before.
Clap it up for LeVar. That's good. Some more had their hand raised. Dante.
If you have a father, or if you have one father, you're gonna get used to being a stricter parent.
Clap it up for Dante, y'all. Clap it up, please.
One family structure, like hypothetically, say mom's getting beat by dad. The kids is seeing it. Then the kid's gonna think it's alright to go out and beat on women or whatever, put their hands on women or whatever.
Good. Clap it up for Brother Brandon. Clap it up. Brother Brandon. Someone else have their hand raised over here? So you guys are doing good. I mean, you guys gave me very insightful answers, okay? And I told you guys I'm going to give you guys a lot. So I'm kind of giving you guys a statistic, a definition. We've talked about power of words. We've talked about different forms of communication. But I also want you guys to begin becoming aware, because we're going to dive into some family stuff in the coming weeks, what our family dynamics are and how pivotal and how those things contribute to who we are in a negative or a positive way when we're talking about unhealthy or healthy communication. Because I might not know why, and I'm gonna just share some stuff with you guys. I feel like I can be transparent here. Can I be transparent and honest in here, guys?
Speak your mind, bro.
So I've been married for, don't let my wife see this. I've been married for a year and a half now. A little over a year and a half now, right? And I could not understand why, before we got married and even when we got married, why I had this tendency of shutting down. Why, when I got upset, angry, sad, why I just retreated and went into a ball and shut down. I didn't snap on you, I didn't cuss you out, I didn't call you all kind of crazy names, but I just shut down. I could not understand this. I started to get some help, started to do some self-reflection, and began to look at myself growing up in childhood. And this is not to place blame, but this does have something to do with it. I watched my mom and I watched my dad have similar responses when they had disagreements. They were not together. My dad was in my life, but they had divorced before I was even 1 year old. So the marriage didn't last long. They couldn't really get along that well when I was growing up. But every time something went down, when it was starting to get bad, it was shut down, hang up, don't talk to me, close the door, I'm done. And so as opposed to keeping things going, as opposed to keeping the argument up, it was, I'm just gonna shut down. So I didn't know how those things were contributing to me until years later, after going through some situations, some tough times, I had to look at myself in the mirror. I do an activity, and I should have brought my mirror today, where we do a lot of self-reflecting, and you're literally looking at yourself in a mirror. Because that's who you are. At the end of the day, behind closed doors, that's the person that you are. Behind the facade and everything that we show everybody, that's who you are. And so, what I think also is going to be pivotal for you guys is understanding different habits that the family has formed, different traits, different things that have happened, and how they all contribute to you. Y'all know what trauma is? Brandon, what is trauma?
Something that like very affects you emotionally, and just like stays on your mind for basically like the rest of your life until you like serious help or whatever.
It's good. Clap it up for Brandon, y'all. Good job. You guys are giving me some really good answers, so keep it up, guys. Trauma, trauma, trauma. So, yeah, so what is it? What are some examples? Whatever's coming to your mind, yes.
A personal experience that has an effect on you tonight.
That's good. Clap it up for Dante. Yeah. What are some examples?
Some people get that trauma of fire, water, drowning.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When they get in a car crash.
Hold on, what's your name, brother?
DeAndre.
DeAndre? Clap it up for DeAndre real quick, y'all. Put your hand raised. What were you saying, Brandon?
Oh, like, say you get in a car crash or whatever. Now, every time you get in a car, you think that's gonna happen. It's gonna stay on your mind basically for the rest of your life.
Good. One more time, y'all. I know y'all get sick of it. But clap it up for Brandon. We didn't clap it up for Brandon. You guys are doing excellent. So we'll probably dive into trauma as well, because a lot of us in this room, probably all of us in this room, have experienced some type of traumatic event, whether it be death, experiencing abuse ourselves, or witnessing abuse in the household or within our family. Could be physical abuse, seeing mommy and daddy fight, or mommy and stepdaddy, or dad and stepmommy, or whatever it is. It could be mental abuse, emotional abuse. There's different types of abuses that we all could have experienced or witnessed that also could contribute to how we communicate. Could you imagine, and some of y'all may have experienced this, can you imagine being 10 years old and every time you go to express yourself, you're told, shut up! I don't want to hear that, shut up! And some of us may have went through this. You go to express yourself, you're a child, but you're shut down constantly. How do you all think that this would affect someone's communication as they begin aging, if they don't address it and begin to kind of get some help with this matter? DeAndre.
They won't talk to anyone else because they feel like being told shut up again.
Okay, clap it up for brother DeAndre. Let me hear from your words though.
come back now.
You said come back? Okay. So,
They wouldn't wanna express their feelings to nobody. 'Cause
yep. Thank you. Clap it up for Tim. Brandon and then Dante.
Now they feel like they're gonna have to shut themselves out by their emotions every time like they feel some type of way. They have to just shut themselves out from the world and keep it to themselves.
Man, y'all doing good. Clap it up for Brandon again.
A person that's not part of thinks they don't have the right or freedom of speech.
Good. And clap for Dante. Good job. So these are things that are very important, and like I keep saying, we'll probably get into more of those things next week and the week after. But those are also things that we're going to have to learn to be aware of, identify, talk about, so that you guys can be the best men that you can be as you begin to age and get older. Because ultimately, you know, we want to develop you guys, help you, because we're like setting some framework for you guys to keep going. Because watch this. You are not going to always have Mr. Nate. You're not going to always have Mr. Mike. You're not going to always have the rest of the staff. I'm sorry I can't think of names right now. But they're not always going to be with you. So we're essentially trying to set you guys up to be just successful, positive men, period. Y'all understand that? Y'all still with me? Yeah. Okay, stand up for me real quick. We're going to do a little stretch. Just stretch your body out. Just stretch your body out. Yeah. I'm giving y'all a lot. Just stretch. Just stretch. Okay.
Bow.
Stretch it out, gentlemen. Stretch it out, stretch it out. You guys are doing excellent. You guys are doing excellent. I used to love let me have what's your name? LeVar. Come here, LeVar.
What you mean?
Face them. You just leave them in a few stretches just for another 30 seconds.
Right or the left?
Right on the left.
You got it?
Alright,
1,
2, alright, count to 10.
You start.
The 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
10.
That's all right.
Wait, we only want to 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. I just did all them shit. This stretch the right.
I'm not trying to rip out.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shut up, I just do my left.
Y'all ain't counting?
No.
9,
10.
I'm gonna ask them to
Alright,
say
down the
something.
middle.
11, 10 and a half.
He getting
It's popping like it's
1,
not.
2,
Bend down.
3, 4, 5.
Count it out, y'all.
8, 9, 10. Oh!
I'm done.
All right, brother Lamar.
great
Clap
stretch.
it up for Lamar. Clap it up for Lamar.
That's
You
good.
want us to still stand up or sit down?
You can take a seat. You can take a seat.
Make sure y'all coming to the
Oh my God. Oh my
Danny,
God.
I need to go to the rest. Please. We're wrapping up soon.
I kind of think I know what that picture means.
We're we want to do what does this? Let me say something. Let me say something to you guys, because I talk a lot about, because it's so fascinating to me, like humans, human interaction, families, family dynamics. And I think sometimes people think that I'm talking negatively a lot about like family and family dynamics, where people come from. So I want to kind of preface what I'm about to say by just letting you guys know I think family is very, very, very important. Loving where you come from is very, very, very important. But I think equally as important, if not more, is also understanding some of those unhealthy things that, like in this picture, this is someone who's kind of shackled to her family tree, still influence us. Do y'all know what generational curses are? Generational cycles, See, we have a lot of ground that we can cover within our series, but those are going to be some things we're going to talk about too. So, very quickly, what do you guys think that is? Generational cycle, generational curse, unhealthy cycles, yes.
A bad gene.
She went there early.
Clap it up for Dante. Dante was easy to get through it. I like it. Give me something else. What do you guys think?
Alzheimer's.
Okay, we wanted a gene there.
Okay. Clap it up for DeAndre.
What's that?
Daniel,
I think I
I haven't heard from you, brother. I need you.
Oh, brother. If you don't pay attention.
So, for example, and we're going to wrap up here pretty soon, but for example, one thing I know about my family is they can hold grudges. I'm talking about generation to generation, they can hold a grudge. It's not healthy. It's something I've identified as being unhealthy. So my job moving forward is to make sure I'm not carrying that same trait with me, right? Another one could be having a family where people are just mediocre, where people are just doing, they're not progressing. It's the same thing, generation after generation after generation, leading us to what we're talking about today, communication. A generational curse could be unhealthy communication. Not knowing how to communicate, not caring about communication, being harsh with your words, using negative language, using self-defeating language, speaking words about yourself that are negative. That can be a curse. It's just a cycle that's passed down from generation to generation to generation. We're going to tap into those things as well because it's real. It's not just a term that's fake. It's real. You can literally look at family trees and family history and see things that happen generation after generation after generation, both good and bad. So we're going to work on those things. We're going to dive in. We're going to look. And that's why I'm asking you guys, you're going to have to open up in here. I want you guys to be safe. I know y'all just met me, but I want you guys to feel safe in here and be willing to open up because that's how we can truly get set free and get you guys on the right path. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Y'all sure?
Yes, sir.
All right, repeat after me. Identity.
Identity
Is who I am.
is who I am.
Vision.
Vision
Is where I'm going.
is where I'm going.
Goals.
Goals
Is how I'm going to get there.
is how I'm going to get there.
Clap it up for me. Clap it up for me all day. We'll probably wrap up here. Did y'all learn anything today?
Yes.
Be honest with me.
Yes.
Okay.
Like one thing.
Next week, thank you. Like, yeah. So next week, I believe we're going to focus on relationships. Okay. Then the week after, we have, I think, the value of relationships. But everything's going to keep building off each other week after week after week. It's going to be a lot of information. I'm going to try to make it as fun. Tim, I need you to sit up. I'm going to try to make it as engaging as I can. Some of it's just going to be information, but I promise you, if you guys can lock in, if y'all can listen, you guys will benefit. I promise you. If you listen, if you lock in, and just take the nuggets that we're giving you home, you guys are going to be good. And this goes beyond what Mr. Nate is doing. If y'all listen to them, stay on track, y'all will be fine. Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Y'all sure?
Yes, sir.
We're going to be talking about some stuff next week and the week after, and I'm excited about it. And just keep giving me the same energy. I need y'all to keep opening up, keep being engaging, and I promise you guys it's going to help, okay? All right, clap it up for me one more time, please.
All right, so as we're wrapping up, like I said, this is going to be for the next two Thursdays. So it's not